Sometimes the smallest mistake can change your life forever. What if a single act of honesty after a simple accident opened the doors to a life you never dreamed of? This is the story of a maid named Clara, whose honest mistake didn't ruin her life. It transformed it. Clara lived in a quiet coastal town in England, the kind with cobblestone streets, small bakeries, and sea breeze drifting through every open window. She worked as a maid in the large home of Mr. and Mrs. Davenport, a wealthy couple who owned an old art gallery in the city. Clara was 26, quiet, humble, and known for her kindness. She came from a poor background, and every week she sent most of her pay to her sick mother who lived in a nearby village. Her life was simple. She cleaned, cooked, and worked tirelessly. But inside, she often wondered if life had anything bigger waiting for her. One morning, as she dusted the living room, Clara noticed a new painting resting on the floor. It was wrapped in thin paper, but part of it was exposed. A soft image of a little girl holding a lantern near the sea. It was beautiful. She couldn't help but stare for a moment. Just then, Mrs. Davenport's voice echoed from upstairs. "Clara, be careful with the painting. It's worth thousands." Clara nodded quickly. "Yes, ma'am." But Destiny had other plans. While dusting the corner table, Clara accidentally hit the vase behind her. It toppled, fell, and in a blink, crashed into the painting. The frame cracked. The edge of the canvas tore slightly. Her heart stopped. "Oh no, what have I done?" She tried to fix it, pressing the canvas together, but it only made things worse. Tears filled her eyes. She could have hidden it, she could have said nothing, but that's not who Clara was. With trembling hands, she walked to Mrs. Davenport, who was sipping tea on the balcony. "Ma'am, I made a mistake. I damaged the painting while cleaning. I'm so sorry." Mrs. Davenport's eyes widened. "You what? Clara, do you realize what that painting is worth?" Her face turned pale. "I'll work extra hours. I'll pay it off slowly. Please forgive me." There was silence, and then Mrs. Davenport sighed deeply. "You've always been honest, Clara. That's rare these days. Let me speak to my husband before we decide what to do." Clara returned to her room, feeling defeated. She thought she would lose her job. She imagined her mother's disappointment, their bills piling up. That night, she cried quietly. The next morning, something unexpected happened. Mr. Davenport called her into his study. He held the damaged painting in his hands. "Clara," he said gently, "do you know who painted this?" She shook her head. He smiled faintly. "It's actually mine. I painted it years ago, before we started the gallery." Clara looked shocked. "You? But Mrs. Davenport said—" "She doesn't know. I'd kept it as an old memory. Honestly, I thought it was a failure. The tear you made strangely exposed a layer beneath it, another sketch I had hidden." He turned the painting toward her. Beneath the torn section, another faint image appeared, of a stormy sea with light shining through the clouds. It looked powerful, alive. Mr. Davenport's eyes sparkled. "Your accident revealed something I had long forgotten." Clara blinked, unsure if she was dreaming. "I'm so sorry, sir. I never meant—" But he stopped her. "No, Clara. It's perfect. You've given the painting its soul." A month later, when the painting was displayed in the city gallery, people couldn't stop talking about it. They called it the light of honesty. It sold for a record amount, enough to cover Clara's mother's treatment and more. But more importantly, the buyers wanted to meet the unknown hand who gave the painting its magic. That hand was Clara's. Overnight, her story spread, and a maid's mistake leads to masterpiece. People admired her honesty, her humility, and the way life rewarded her for simply doing the right thing. Mr. Davenport encouraged her to take art lessons. He even sponsored her education. Within 2 years, Clara became a rising artist, her paintings known for their warmth, light, and sincerity. One of her most famous pieces? A painting of a cracked vase beside a glowing lantern, titled Grace in Mistakes. When asked what inspired her success, Clara always smiled and said, "It began with an honest mistake and a bit of faith that everything happens for a reason." Sometimes what looks like the end of the road is actually the start of something beautiful. Clara's story reminds us it's not the mistake that defines you, it's how honestly you face it. We all break things sometimes. A dream, a promise, a plan. But when you face life with truth and courage, even broken pieces can reflect light. So the next time you make a mistake, remember Clara. Maybe, just maybe, it's not a failure. It's your path to something greater. Because in the hands of God, even our flaws can become art.